Welcome back, everybody, to the Pittsburgh Pirates franchise. And we are about to head into the offseason, and this is going to be a big one. Obviously, losing in the NLCS maybe a year, maybe 2 years ahead of schedule. Did not expect to get this far or even really make the playoffs this year, but we surprised everybody. We get the job done. We get into the playoffs, and we almost make it to the World Series just a few games away. So this is a big offseason, trying to add to this team, which I think we have a lot of talent. There's guys in the minor leagues as well. So we'll have to see what we got in free agency. I'm not sure what I want to add. You see Scherzer and Verlander have retired. But well, look, I'm thinking possibly a pitcher. I think outfield, we're not going to really look in that situation just due to the fact that we have so many guys. I think we're going to compete during spring training to see who's going to take up those spots. Obviously, a couple spots already kind of, Bader's good in center. Left, probably G1 Bay. Right field's going to be open, but I think we're going to utilize the guys that we have in the system already. A Scherzer, Verlander, and Miguel Cabrera, they're saying Hall of Famers. Yeah, I can believe that. Cabrera for sure. Verlander, I would say for sure. Scherzer, yeah, I guess you could put him as a Hall of Famer just as, strikeout numbers. So let's get into it here. So, exclusive free agent negotiations. Staff we don't have to worry about this year. And let's take a look at this roster. So, yeah, let's see what we've got here. I'm thinking starting pitcher for sure if there's a bigger guy out there. Waka was fantastic this season. He has a year left on his deal. Obviously, right now, 33 years old. He will regress. Now, Pablo Santana will be a part of the rotation for sure. He came up September, pitched very well in the postseason. It's just after that, we got Contreras, who looked good in, some spots in the postseason out of the bullpen. But he's only 25 years old. I know I say this every year, but ERA dropped a tad bit, but it's still just, I don't know. Mitch Keller, a really good season, and same with Hunter Brown. So I think Keller and Brown for sure got to be in the rotation. We just might run out of spots. I just don't want to. I think that's why I'm thinking about adding a pitcher here, no matter what. If we throw one of those guys into the bullpen, maybe a long relief guy, I'm fine. Brown, 9-5, 3.44 ERA, 1.47 WHIP, so a little bit high. Pitched very well in the postseason. Had a bad start, but that's okay. That's going to happen. He's under a lot more control than Keller. So I think right now, Keller and Brown in the rotation, maybe Contreras. We'll see. I might give Contreras another, chance here. But like Quinn Priester, is he ready yet? I'm not sure. But I think what we're going to do is he'll definitely be put on the 40-man roster. He'll make the spring. He'll get a spring invite. And we're going to see what he has. Regardless of if we go out and sign somebody, I think Quinn Priester is the guy that's going to have a chance. Because Bubba Chandler, Anthony Solamento, guys like that, I don't think are going to be obviously ready this year. And a bunch of guys down here, A potential, B potential, guys we took in later rounds, they are years away. So I don't think so. Now, another huge part is going to be the bullpen. This bullpen is absolutely struggled. We need guys. We did. We signed some veteran guys that are kind of on their last leg. That sort of worked out. We have David Bednar, league leader in saves last year, but we need bullpen. Catcher, we're good. Endy Rodriguez will have a chance to make the team. Obviously, with his ability to play the outfield, that's huge. Because I think Henry Davis is he is the starting catcher. And Rodriguez, if he can make this major league roster, he's part of that outfield, battle. Wyatt Freehan, he's going to be your starting, I'm thinking DH, actually. His fielding is awful. Brian Chang, our number one draft pick. I decided just to keep him as a position player. I know it was a discussion. I thought about possibly making him a two-way player. We'll just keep him as a position player. Keep him out of first base. He'll be fine there. We'll start him in Double-A. But yeah, Wyatt Freehan, I think it's a DH. So first base could be an option for something. We'll see. Connor Joe, do you start him? He had one heck of a postseason. I'm not sure. Now, second base is Altamar Johnson. G1 Bay was number 3 in the NL in batting average. Obviously, a decent fielder, got some speed. So So I'm thinking he's going to start in left. But Nick Gonzalez, that's another guy I want to give an opportunity to. Brian Hayes, he's your starter at third. No, nothing there. And O'Neill Cruz, obviously, is your starter, that shortstop. With Leover Peguero, he came up in the postseason, got some at-bats, did get a postseason hit. I'd like to see him maybe make the roster. We'll see. But it's tough in the infield. There's just not a lot of open spots. In the outfield's where you get more of a chance. Sawinski, to me, has yet to prove himself. Bader's in for sure. I think he'll have a better season, and he's a Gold Glove winner. You got Drew Gilbert, who is right there in the cusp. Mark Tejada, he's only 19, our second-round pick in the first draft class we had in this franchise. He can crush the ball. He can play defense. And Matt Frazier, now up to 27 years old, I want to see what he has. I want to give him a chance. J.J. Bleday tore his ACL last year, missed the entire season. So he'll give him a chance with Ramon Laureano and really, I think McCutchen. Both of those guys are going to be out, and we're going to go more the younger route. So here is, right now, guys that we have exclusive negotiations with. Now, Trevor Rosenthal, he pitched very, very well. He is 34. He will drop a little bit, and you never know year to year with bullpen guys. But you know what? Let's just give him a one-year deal at the moment. Now, I'm looking at the team quality. It says he's expecting a contender, and the status is not happy. So we're not a contender? We went to the NLCS. We were 2 games away from a World Series appearance. What the heck? I don't know how that is not a contender. Okay. But we'll still offer him a contract. Murphy, no. Yeah, McCutchen, I just think it's time to move on. Peralta, I think he pitched well enough, and he gives you, I know his whip is very high, 1.62, but you just need that lefty out of the bullpen that can match up. And, you know, I'm fine offering him a deal right now. That's pretty cheap, 1 year, $3 million. And if he comes back, fine. We can always look for another lefty out of the bullpen. Jake Marisnick, no. I think Aguilar's a no. I think everybody else down this list is a no. I like Cisnero. I liked him, but, you know, we'll see. Let's try to get something else. Yeah, Jerickson Profarno, Brad Boxberger. I think that's it. I don't think we're going to offer any of these other guys. We're going to have a bit of a turnover here. Obviously, in the bullpen, some bench guys. So that's all we're going to offer. And we'll get into free agency here. So, 40-man roster, salary arbitration. We'll have to tender some contracts. You can see guys we possibly could lose. I think we'll be fine there. So arbitration and yeah, free agency. You can see a top of guys there. Soto. We'll see. But we're going to do some moves here first. I think JT Brubaker, remove him from the 40-man. I can almost pretty much release him. Same thing with Kikuchi. I think it's time just to, we'll designate him for assignment. That takes him off the 40-man. If somebody picks him up, no big deal there. I'm not really willing to really do it. Now, Kyle Nichols, I'd rather not lose him. So we'll add him to the 40-man just to make sure he doesn't get taken in the Rule 5 draft. And we're going to add Drew Gilbert. We're going to give him the invite to try to make the team. I think Mark Tejada, even though he's 19, let's see what he's got. He hit really well in AAA. So we add those 2 guys to the 40-man as well. Solamento is a chance, but I think he'll be fine. Now, arbitration. And you could just make an offer, and I think we want to do that to O'Neill Cruz. He proved himself last year, playing 150 games, hit so well, and I really think we should give him, try to get him right now. While he's young, coming off maybe just one really good season, but I think the talent is there. So we're going to offer him a 5-year deal, front load that contract, about $43 million. We'll give him that star role. He looks happy rarely in the contract interest. It's pretty much full go. So we'll offer them that deal. That'd be great. Yeah, Ramon Laureano. I was thinking about possibly offering him arbitration, but then, there's no reason. Just let him walk. It was one of those trades where he didn't give up a whole lot, and you try to make a postseason run, and he got hurt. Even though we did make a postseason run, it just didn't work out. But we're all for arbitration to Contreras. We'll just offer him maybe. It's just getting the offer out there, too. If he doesn't sign, it just goes to arbitration. Really, the offers, you're just trying to avoid arbitration. That's all it is. Maybe you sign him for a little bit less. That's the whole point of these offers here. but it's very similar. So we'll just offer him the 2-year deal. I'm fine with it. Mitch Keller will definitely offer arbitration. We'll offer about 3.5 in the arbitration. See what he wants. I mean, he wants a big contract. Yeah, he wants a decent amount. I don't know if I'm willing to give him that type of deal. I mean, even if you give him the 1-year deal, $6.7 million, that's more than we even offered at arbitration to try to avoid. The question is, what he get? So I think I'm just fine lowering this down and then almost heading to arbitration. He might win it, obviously, but I'm fine with that. Jack Sawinski, same thing. We'll offer him arbitration right now, $720,000. Yeah, we can let this go. Connor Joe, we obviously want to offer him arbitration, $1.5 million. You know, it's so tough. His ratings are so low, and you're not sure what you really want to do with him. But then you get up to the plate, he just crushes the ball, has a heck of a postseason. You know, you got to bring him back and try. Yeah, JT Brubaker, I think we're not on anything there. So there's all the guys we're going to offer arbitration, offer a deal. Maybe they come back. Hopefully Cruz signs. That would be great. But there you go. Obviously for tender contracts, won't go through that. That is definitely a bore, just offering guys contracts they probably won't accept because you're just going to renew. So let's get to free agency. Pete Alonso, Juan Soto, Shane Bieber. Man, look at that contract. 205 over, 6 years? Man. Max Fried. There's a bunch of starting pitcher here. Walker Buehler. I mean, he has the qualifying offer made. So some of those guys with the qualifying offer from their own teams, I don't always like to go after because there's a pretty good possibility that they're just going back. So I don't want to rely on anybody there. You got Woodruff, Soroka, Pablo Lopez, Tyler Glasnow, and Chris Sale, not too much. John Means would be interesting. But now down the list, I'm not sure if I would want to bring in any of these guys. I'd rather go with a younger pitcher than bringing guys down here. So maybe more at the top of the list that there's a possibility of somebody. Pablo Lopez is interesting. Now, he's going to be coming off a bit of a rough season. 6-15. You can see the ERA up at 4.8, but his whip is only a 1.35. 12 quality starts. Maybe just didn't really get the run support, but you can see WAR was higher, K per 9 higher, walks down a little bit, home runs up a little bit. The FIP's up for 4.22. That's not too bad. It is not crazy. But, you know, it's not like, it's just a little, you know, it's okay. But, you know, is that worth a big contract? I mean, Walker Buehler would be great. Or Max Fried, but I don't know if I want to give up that much money right now. Bullpen is where I want to spend a lot of the money. You got a lot of guys here. Jonathan Loizaga. Let's see what he sees in here. Yeah. ERA looking good. Decent amount of strikeouts. Whip really low. I think he's a target. I think he's a target for sure. You can see Ks per 9 up, walks per 9 down the past season. Not getting his interest level in that Yankee deal, not what he wants. So I think we offer possibly him a deal. As for this, a bunch of closers, which I'm fine signing the closer and just putting him into a reliever. That's for sure. You got Kenley Jansen, Scott Barlow, Sir Anthony Dominguez. You could see they actually took him out of the closer role. 29 holds last year. ERA elevated, whip elevated. His WAR was negative 0.5. But you know what? I'm just year to year, you just never know with guys. That's why really bullpen arms, I'm more willing to give a guy a chance that had a struggling season and then the year before was dominant because he could just get that dominance right back. He really can. Now, the case per 9 with Dylan Florio, man, that completely just fell off a cliff. So maybe something like that, not really. But if you're just, you know, ERA, whips elevated just a tad bit, but your strikeouts are kind of the same, you know, I'm willing to give you a deal and try it out. So let's try Jonathan Loizaga. We might have to overpay a little bit, which is fine because we have some money to allocate to the contracts. That's for sure. We got a lot of money here to spend. And obviously this Pirates organization usually doesn't spend money. But you know what? We're the owner now. We're going to spend some money. I'm not going to go out and go crazy, but, you know, we're going to spend the money. We have a team that is on the brink of possibly doing some awesome things. Scott Barlow, we're going to offer him a deal as well. Barlow will offer a deal. Nobody's got a deal out for him yet, so that is good to see. Hopefully, that works out. We're going to go after Sir Anthony Dominguez. I think that's what we're going to do. Phillies gave him looks like a 2-year deal. We'll do 2 years as well. Maybe we'll just do a year. Interest up. Still don't understand the contender thing. Don't understand that. So we'll offer him 1 year, $4 million. That way he can prove himself and then maybe go get a bigger contract next year. We'll see. Catcher, we definitely need a backup. So we'll go Yasmani Grandal. We'll offer him a 1-year deal. About $4 million. I'm fine with that. Now, obviously, Andy Rodriguez, that could change things because he could technically be a backup catcher. But for right now, I think I'm good with that. First base. Now, Wyatt Freehan is awful at fielding. So he's more likely going to be a DH. I was looking possibly at Josh Bell, but his fielding's not the greatest. So I was like, can I get a good fielding first baseman? A solid fielding first baseman. Trey Mancini, hey, 73 overall in fielding. I'll take that. Got a good bat. Hit really well last year for Chicago. And obviously, as an Orioles fan, that's what I am. I've been an Orioles fan for a long time. Obviously, grew up in the area. So, Trey Mancini, absolutely love the guy. Really wish he would still be playing with the Orioles, but hey, it happens. So, Mancini could be a guy to target. Jace Peterson, interesting guy. He could play a bunch of positions. I was thinking about possibly, look at this season. He had 23 home runs. I mean, why not? Veteran guy, stays in the division. Let's offer Trey a 1-year deal. Let's do it. $6.5 million. I mean, he's not that far away. I know it's as close to home. It's like average. Yeah, he just goes from Chicago to Pittsburgh, played in Baltimore. You're kind of you're in the range. Let's offer Jace Peterson a contract. I think we another utility guy off the bench, a guy that can play anywhere. I mean, you can't complain with that. Veteran guy, knows what he's doing. Solid fielding. I think that's a big thing for me, is trying to make sure the fielding of the guys we got out there is good, because it just makes such a difference. He's got the 90 fielding. Can't complain there. You know what? After that, I was like, all right, pitchers. Starting pitcher, Pablo Lopez. He's only right now, Minnesota has an offer, $39 million over 3 years. We're going to offer him a bigger deal. I know this is crazy. This is going a little bit out there. Pablo Lopez, I trust in him. I think he can do it. He can be the ace of this team. We're going to offer him a 5-year deal, around $72 million. I know he's coming off a bit of a rough season, but the numbers aren't too bad when you kind of look at them. I think he can get the job done. I think he fits right in. We're going to offer him that contract, and we'll see. We'll see if he signs. Shane Bieber is going to the Red Sox. 6-year, $210 million deal. There you go. And let's see the contracts here so far. Looks like we got a little battle here with Loizaga. Braves are got in there. So right now they're offering him $8 million over 2 years. Obviously, I think we're going to have to overpay just a little bit. We'll offer him a 2-year deal, $12 million, so $6 a year. Grandal has signed, so he signs. That is awesome to see. So he is in there. More than likely will be the backup catcher going into this season. So he signs. Let's continue to sim through here. Corbin Burns is going to the Giants on a 7-year deal. Giants, now you put him with Shohei Ohtani. There you go. Barlow is going to sign. That is awesome to see. Good to see that. So Scott Barlow in the bullpen. Continue to prove that. Now the Dodgers are in the mix here for Loizaga. Yeah, it's going to be tough to beat LA. We're going to have to overpay just a little bit more to get him so he does not go to LA. About $7 million over, for each year. I mean, you're making, I know LA, hey, but we were in the NLCS too, man. All right. Everybody else, right now we're in the loan. Let's keep simming through here. Sim through these dates. And Loizaga signs. So does Trey Mancini. So Loizaga is there. Bullpen just keeps getting better. Trey Mancini's going to sign. Looks like Jace Peterson signed as well. So that is awesome. All right, we're signing these guys up. We just got to wait for Pablo Lopez. He's still mulling over the 2 offers. Dominguez, we're in a little bit of a battle, but we're going to keep it for now. Pete Alonso's going to Cleveland. So Alonso going to the AL, going to Cleveland. Max Fried's going to the Diamondbacks. It's a big deal there, signed for the Diamondbacks. And there you go. Pablo Lopez signs our 5-year, $72 million deal. And we have a new ace of this team. It's going to be Pablo Lopez. I think he's going to have a good bounce-back season. I think he's going to be absolutely fantastic. And then Sir Anthony Dominguez signed as well. So there you go. We have just signed all these guys that we want to sign. Bullpen now. Let's take a look at this. So Lopez is going to be ace. Waka. You got Santana, Mitch Keller, Hunter Brown. With Contreras, kind of intermixed with those guys. I still want to give him a shot just to see. Maybe in the beginning of the season. Maybe that's what will happen. Beginning of the season, we give him a shot. If he struggles, then we'll just figure it out. And they got Loaiza, Dominguez, Cano, Rosenthal right now, Barlow, and Bednar. Now, the one thing we are missing, as you can see, is a lefty. We don't have any lefty relievers. Obviously, if Peralta signs back, we'll see. Tyler O'Neill's going to Cleveland as well. So Cleveland is going all out so far in this offseason. Anthony Santander is going to the Mets. Mike Soroka is going to Toronto, going to the Blue Jays in a big 5-year deal, so he goes there. Obviously thought about signing him as well. That was a good possible signing. Brandon Woodruff, going to be in our division. He's coming to the NL Central. He's going to go with to the Cardinals, so that's a big deal. He stays in the division, obviously, with the Brewers. So he goes to the Cardinals. He'll still be here. And let's go to the Rule 5 draft. So Rule 5 draft... Just not sure if there's anybody going to be there. Alex Reyes, another reliever. He's 30, hasn't pitched the last 2 seasons, so that doesn't give you a lot of hope. But he's got some good stuff. Good velocity, good break. Has that A potential. Out of everybody on this list, I don't see anybody else that... I'd go after. I'm not in a position right now to add maybe a prospect to just keep him on the roster. Starter-wise, You know what? I think Alex Reyes is a guy we can just add on. Just continue to add to the bullpen. I am fine. It's just like, you can see his last time he pitched. Not bad. It's kind of like when you have a deficiency in a position, to say football, you have a wide receiver deficiency, corner, and you're just like, you know what? Let's sign 80 guys. Let's just sign as much as we can possibly bring in and see what sticks and see who performs. Let's do it that way. So we'll bring in Reyes. Obviously, if it doesn't work out, it just goes back to LA. No big deal there. And that's it. So we use one guy. There's a trade. Andres Munoz is going to the Giants for Mitch Haniger and Marco Luciano. So, big trade there. Giants trying to obviously continue to keep up with the Dodgers. Minter signs there with the Rangers. Gleyber Torres is coming to St. Louis. So, the Cardinals making a couple big deals trying to win this division once again. And then Juan Soto is going to Cleveland. So, they get Tyler O'Neill, they get Pete Alonso, and now they get Juan Soto. So Cleveland going all out in this offseason. Looks like they signed it with Sawinski for arbitration, so it'll make about $1.5 million this year. Mitch Keller, so $4.3 million this year for arbitration for Mitch Keller. But man, in Cleveland, going all out. Now you have the power hitter in Alonso. You got Juan Soto. Alex Bregman is going to the Angels, so stays in that division, leaving Houston. That's pretty much, I think, the last big signing of this all season. And that's pretty much it. I did see that Walker Buehler, by the way, did re-sign with the Dodgers. So he is back with the Dodgers. But here you go. This is what we got going in the spring. Quinn Priester is going to be on the spring training, obviously, 40-man roster. He does have a shot. Now, it's a big-time outside shot, but I really want to see what he has. I just want to get some starts in with him, see what he can do. You never know. If he dominates, maybe. Nichols, maybe we'll see some action with him. I just didn't want to lose him in the Rule 5 draft. As for the lineup, it's going to be big for really, I would say, that right field position. Smith and Jigba, Jack Sawinski, J.J. Bleday, Matt Frazier, Andy Rodriguez, same thing. You got Mark Tejada, who can obviously get up there. Drew Gilbert, So there's a bunch of guys really going for maybe that one spot in right field. And obviously we still need some bench outfielder guys because Bader's got it pretty much. And I would say right now Ji-Hwan Bae is going to be your starter in left. He's got a great bat. He can play any position. Decent fielder, really good speed. So I think he's got that at the moment. It's just right field. Where do we go? And obviously, a bunch of guys are competing. Now, Todd is probably an outside chance, but anyway. And Nick Gonzalez, that's another guy, a new former first-round pick. I think he played well last year in AAA. Give him another shot. It's just, where does he go? That's the big key. Where does he fit in right now? That's the thing. He can definitely make the roster, but, he might be just occasional starts here and there. But that's it for the offseason. We'll head into spring training with a bunch of answers in the outfield. We'll see how some of our new guys perform. Obviously, it's spring, so, take it with a grain of salt. But I think this team is ready. I think we're ready to make a run at the division, and hopefully we can get back to the playoffs. But that is going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the support. I appreciate it. Hit that like button. Subscribe for more. I will see you in the next one. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.